Hi everyone, welcome back to Van House. Sorry for the lack of videos. I've been super busy doing the library bus and have given the workshop a complete revamp, so I thought I'd give you a tour and show you around the bus. We've actually sort of semi-moved in there now. Won't have any gas for probably another month or so, and then we'll have a tank installed by the normal company that installs my tanks that make Propex heaters. I'm sure you're very familiar with them. Yeah, so that's happening in September, but yeah, I'll give you a quick tour around the workshop now, show you what I've done. It's a lot more sort of functional in here now, so yeah, much happier working in here, and then we've got a bit more space at the front. Got a lovely new van here as well. It's a brand new Renault low loader. It's had a custom paint job as well, so that's looking lovely, and that's going to be a fantastic project that we're doing a couple of weeks on now. And then have a medium wheelbase crafter we'll be doing a start to finish build on, which I'll do some videos of as that progresses. And we'll be having this one back. It's just outside now. We'll be having this one back on after the crafter's done, and that'll be up till the new year. It's got three smaller windows and a really large, I think it's 1450, maybe even bigger, by 600 at the rear. It's got these great custom doors as well for the garage area under the bed. And yeah, it's just a really good looking van. Perfect base to build something special with. So basically what we've done, it's all a little bit messy out here at the minute because I was cutting stuff and stripping the van out yesterday, but yeah, so I've just got a bit more space to work out here. We've got our outside lighting. Obviously we've got loads of CCTV cameras all around the site, which is great. We've had a new gate put in as well, which is obviously a bit helpful at night. We can lock the whole place up. So yeah, I've built two new workbenches. Sofa's gone, as we're now in the bus. My carpenter's table is now in the middle, so I've got lots of space, and we're talking about it, me and my other half, her workroom's in there, and I was thinking I needed more storage and we needed some more space for things like installation and stuff out the way. Obviously we've got a wood rack there, but we thought we'd have a little just a little room in there basically that's got a couple of chairs and a table. We've got this old tyre that was on a Porsche that came third in one of the Le Mans 24-hour races. That I used to have a piece of glass that went on the top of it, but that's I dropped a pint glass through it basically, so that's broken. We'll get that replaced, but the idea is to make this room and run it off of this solar panel. So we'll put the solar panel up on the roof at the front, and essentially run the room off 12 volts. So I can install various bits of Victron equipment as well, and people can come down and have a play with all of it. Which is pretty cool. So, and then we've also got a load more storage there, and then Bear's still got his enormous pen down the back, and a bed in here as well. I'll show you the dog because someone said, "What's happened to the dog?" I'll show you the dog. Tired dog. He's great. Best dog ever. Anyway, he's obviously doing the mid-morning sleep thing. Right. So I'll take you up and show you the library bus now. It's it's pretty habitable. It's not totally done, but I'm well pleased with it. We're gonna have to do all the outside work on it next year. It's going to start getting cold now. It's not the right time to be painting something that's so big, but yeah, so all the roof racks on, ready for, we're putting 4 panels on the front, so it's going to have 1.5 kilowatt of solar basically. I think that should be more than enough to be fully off grid even in winter. We're getting a custom flue cover made for the Focali boiler, so we've got a 12 litre room sealed instant hot water boiler. Numerous windows. The great thing with the bus actually, because the floor level is quite high, it's about there, all the windows are very sort of well positioned inside, and actually you just literally can't see in from out here unless you're on a ladder. made this little entrance step just so the dog can get in. We're plugged in at the moment because we haven't got any solar, so we've got the stable door obviously. I'll show you on another video. And then we go. So steps are all pretty done. I've just got to go around underneath. There's basically the flooring that I've put throughout is underneath the doormat, so we can just replace those. That one's pretty much wedged in there, so that's worked out good. So we can just wipe our feet, leave the shoes there, no shoes inside. Yeah, so I'll switch some lights on, that probably be a good idea. Hold on. So we've got various light switches in here. So this one does the one above the steps, and then we've got another one that does the middle 4, and then this one does down this side. And then we've got another set of lights. So there's 2 that aren't connected. These 2 here are for the drivers and passenger side floodlights. We're going to have 2 big LED light bars on either side. Right, let's get that one. So, shut the door. We've currently got the sofa in double bed mode because, I mean, why not, to be honest. So we've got memory foam from GB Foam Direct, I believe, for the sofa, because our other supplier they just had loads of delays all of a sudden because of COVID, so we decided to just get the foam without the quilted covers from Custom Beds UK, which is what our main bed is. But yeah, so pleased with how it's turned out. It's mega comfortable. We've obviously put all of this on kind of soft furnishings, probably a little bit early because we've still got painting to do, but nearly there. We've got a Wi-Fi connected 2-way camera. We're going to put another one in the dog's bed as well, just so we can see him. If we're out, we can sort of hear what he's doing and speak to him if we fancy. We've got a Samsung The Frame 2020. It's the 32-inch one. They've only just started supplying these in the UK because they only did them in the States last year, but 2020, the 2020 model they're now doing in 32-inch in the UK. And then we've got Cambridge Audio, 5 speakers and a sub, so we've got 5 channel surround sound with a Marantz 1510 amp. It is like having your own cinema, which is why obviously we've got it out like this, because we were watching stuff last night. And yeah, it is really like being in a cinema. The quality of the sound is amazing, if anything better, to be honest, because you're in your own space, and I don't think there's many cinemas you could sit in something that comfortable. We've got the kitchen sort of underway. I've got another piece of oak coming that will be similar to this, and I'm probably going to make it kind of come along and curve in and make the kitchen space a little bit more interesting. I'm still undecided what to clad this wall in, and I'm going to frame all of these mosaics with a kind of dark stained piece of timber going all the way around that frames them in. We'll probably just grout them with black grout, and then this wall will all be white. The lower part of the ceiling is going to be all stained, and then the central part of the ceiling that's higher will all be white. So that goes all the way along, and then I'm going to do some really pretty wooden dartwood frames that will go onto the white ceiling and hide all of the plastic surround for the Hecky skylights. We've got another dog bed. So that's our window bar. So that's the largest domestic window they do. I can't for the life of me remember the dimensions, but it's the biggest one that we could get. And yeah, decided not to go with sliders just because these are great because you can open them so wide, so you pretty much it's like not even having any kind of window there at all. So I've done some copper supports just to keep it level, and then it's fixed to the wall. And we've got 2 seats. I've got another piece of oak a thinner piece of oak than the worktop, but that's going to be mounted to that wall with I'm looking at different hinges basically that can handle something that's sort of 800 deep, so we'll have a table that will, 2 people can sit at, even 3, and then we've always got space to put bits and bobs on the window whilst you're using the main table for plates and stuff like that. And then we've got another bit of live edge cedar on the top of here. I've got a load of pewter edging that I've still got to fit on places like here, but basically the old battery storage used to be this big hole underneath, and it came to about there, so I've carried the floor over. So this is now small. I just need to put a handle on it, but yeah, this edging, it may look like chrome probably on camera, but this is pewter. So yeah, probably a bit over the top, but I just fell in love with the colour of it, and our tap is also Trey Macati pewter tap to kind of complement the sink. We've got a 400 litre water tank under it here as well, and we're running a Aqua King pump, which is a 55 psi pump. So I haven't tested the water system yet, but we've obviously got an overflow which acts as a breather as well around that side. I can take the foam off the sofa, and there's just one access panel I've got to take off. And maybe just about, I don't know if you can see on camera, there's the filler there which is on the rear of the bus. This tank was supplied by, God, who was it supplied by? I'll have to put it in the description if I can remember. They were amazing though. It comes with some really great fittings. The clamps it comes with, I've never seen anything like it. Really heavy duty and very wide, so you get a really good sort of pressure on the pipe you're putting on the fitting. We've got 2 Thetford duplex ovens rather than just having the one with a smaller cavity as well as the main one. We just thought for the extra sort of £100 it's worth just having 2, and you've got a grill in both. And we've also got the top line hob as well. There's a piece of worktop that pulls out of here, and that gives us space to put things on from either oven or chop things up. Obviously once we've got a table here, we can always fold that up, and that can kind of be prep space as well, so for chopping board and things like that, and then it can always be put away if we've just been using it for prepping, you know, cooking a roast or something. You can sit and watch the TV for a few hours until it's done. All the plumbing's done, so all the water sort of actual system, and then the waste. And the waste is going underneath the floor of the van, and then I've basically connected the waste from the sink to where the toilet will be and the bath. So a lot of you were saying, don't put a bath in, it'll be too heavy. Well, baths are not actually that heavy. And obviously you're not going to be driving whilst it's full of water, so yeah, that's me. Still got lots of stuff to do in here. I need to box in all of this section, so we've got 2 of the fuse boxes, 2 of the 4 fuse boxes, 12-volt fuse boxes even, that are in the bus. All the fuse boxes are connected by thicker cables underneath the floor basically, and yeah, so I just thought it'd be easier to spread it out a bit, and then you've got some, you know, it's less all of your wiring in one spot. It just means you can access things that, you know, they're obviously positioned relevant to what is wired to them. So, and then we'll box in all of that. This wall is all going to be painted, and then this kind of framing, it will be dark stained and varnished when it's done. And yeah, we've just got a sort of tiled wall at the end, and then we've got these kind of concrete effect panels on the side here, and at the end one is a panel as well, sorry, but it's very detailed, and it looks, you know, at a glance you wouldn't realise, I think. And then we've got a full 1700 by 700 bath. And then I was lucky enough to work with the lady on the last van, Nirvana. She put this great cork flooring, and there were a couple of offcuts that were just no good to anyone, but were perfect for this bit of flooring. So I've kept them aside for the past few months, ready to go in there, and they're now in there. And we've got a pewter threshold strip to go in here. And sorry, in the kitchen there is space obviously for a fridge there and a cutlery drawer. And we're going to have drawers under here and a cupboard under the sink. And then we've got a hallway obviously here, copper 22mm bent pipe to hold the curtain. Again, we've got 2 Heki, I think they're 700 by 1000, the biggest ones that we could get apart from the Heki 3s. Another 4 downlights here, everything's separated on switches. We went for these cool pewter switches as well, the same as and the sockets are quite nice, they've got USB sockets on them. So yeah, in the hallway, this is yet to be panelled off just because I want to make some kind of access panel so I can get to all the plumbing for that. You can see the wiring going through the floor in there. Just so I can get to the plumbing for the bath if ever there was, you know, for some reason it seemed like there was a leak or it was, you know, needed replacing or something. I can access it all, and that's where it goes back under the floor. And then we've also got these 2 live edge bits of cedar, so there will be panelling that will, so you'll only see that bit sticking out there. That's the steps to get up into the bed. So we've got, this is our main bed, So a lot of you will probably go, oh, there's no head height. But actually, we both slept in here properly for the first time last night, and I've slept in here the last 4 nights actually, but 2 of those were on the sofa until we sort of made the bed and everything. But yeah, it's absolutely fine. Obviously, you're going to hit your arm on the ceiling occasionally until you get used to it, but it's so unbelievably comfortable, and the bed is enormous. It's like as wide as a Super King, and yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, you could literally lay like a starfish and not even be touching each other. So but yeah, it's so nice that we've got a new bed, and we've got a load of nice you know, bed covers and stuff. Obviously still lots of finishing trim to go on. I want to have something that hides probably most of the mattress as well that's mounted on here. This all lifts up, so we've got storage underneath the bed. I need to get some gas struts because it's going to be too heavy for my other half to be lifting that up every day. And I need to make a door to go on here, so that will be our composting toilet. We got the separator from kildwick.com. They're based over in Germany, I believe, and yeah, I've seen pictures of other people using them, and they, you know, it's a great option for either building your own toilet and using their separator, or they can sell you a kind of DIY kit to do the whole thing and you still build your own box, or they sell the whole thing. So yeah, check out their website if you're looking for a good separator. Yeah, so we've got these storage boxes that are going to go obviously under the bed, just so we can separate some stuff, and there's about 3 large wheelie suitcases worth of storage under there, so we should be able to put pretty much all of our clothes in there. It's just maybe working out some kind of clever way of having some hanging storage. The bottom part of this wall will be painted white, so to match the bathroom, and then obviously stained around here, and then we'll have I'm going to try and make like a stable style door, rather than buying like a louver door or an off the shelf door. I'm just going to try and make one by hand. And then we've got loads of finishing trim. Once the painting and the staining's done, I can then put trim and make pretty pieces of sort of edging and stuff like that to finish off a lot of it. So, and the windows have obviously not been framed yet or anything like that, so there'll be a nice frame around each window with a reveal, and that'll all be done once painting's done. Just makes more sense rather than trying to mask up. And the door needs a really nice frame around it as well, and some finishing touches. So but it's amazing. I mean, we're all on hookup at the moment, just running the sockets, so you know, we're able to use all the TV and the surround sound, and we're just using this fan at the moment. You may have noticed we haven't got a roof fan. The whole front section of the roof of this bus, from about here all the way to the nose of the curve at the front, is going to be 4 big solar panels. They're 1.7 metres by metre each, and we'll have 4 of them, so 2 and 2. So I think that's going to mitigate a lot of heat in terms of, in the summer, that will be absorbing a lot of the heat, and then the ceiling is also insulated with 60mm Celotex the whole way through. So in some sections it's actually 90mm in these lower sections, so we've got a huge amount of insulation in the ceiling. So I think we should be fine. We've got loads and loads of windows, and we should have enough solar to be able to run a mains fan like this if we wanted to, if it was really getting hot. And you know, this thing cranks out cold air, so obviously it's not an air conditioner, and again, we have got space for it potentially. So I have earmarked this section on the roof between these 2 skylights as a roof deck, but you have to see what happens really. All of the framework on the roof is there. You know, there's a uni-strut roof rack up there that I've put together, and is all bolted to the roof with M12 bolts, so you know, the whole roof is really solid, so you could walk across the whole roof now pretty much, given the way it's insulated and all the framework that I've added. But yeah, we'll have to just see what happens really. I'd rather not have an air conditioner up there if I can avoid it, just because obviously to run it you need to be, you know, in direct sunlight. In the summer probably it's going to be yeah, it would just be a big draw on the batteries. I mean, to be honest with you, just a fan and having a few windows open may be fine. But yeah, so yeah, it's not done yet, but I'm super chuffed with it. I don't think there's any other vans out there that have got the ability to sleep 4 people without compromising access to, you know, a toilet or a bathroom or something like that. Whereas here, you know, you could have 4 people sleeping here, go travel. It's just the seating obviously in the front that you would have to sort out, so we'd have to sort out some kind of way of having a belted seat in here, which to be honest isn't probably ever going to happen, but you can sleep 4 people in here comfortably, and still everyone be able to use the toilet, have a shower in the morning, cook breakfast, without having to put a bed away or anything like that. And yeah, it's, you know, we're really happy with it. It's really comfortable. It's lovely to have a kind of bigger version of my Transit almost, with all the stuff I'd learnt from that. for my own personal living, that what I wanted from it. So hence the bath. Why not? Why not? If there's the space for it, and there clearly is, because it's in there and we've got space to get out, and a curtain as the door is works really well. We haven't ever had a hot bath yet, but once we've got the gas tank and everything's been connected in that respect, I will be straight in there. We'll be having a tablet on the wall, so you can sit in the bath and watch the tablet, and then we've still got 2 tablets to go in up in the bed area, so we've both got one each to avoid evening arguments. If you want to watch something separate, one of you can put headphones on. Yeah, we've also got, I forgot to show you, the lighting's probably not very good because I haven't put a light in here yet, but basically Bear's got an enormous dog bed underneath the storage area of our bed, and our boiler cupboard's there on the right. Again, you probably can't see because the lighting is terrible. And the door, the little sort of hobbit door that goes through, well, not hobbit door, just a little door that I made, and it's all insulated and it's got a coded lock on it. That is straight through into the cab, obviously, so that'll be for when we're driving and the dog is able to sit on his bed and look out the front and see where we're going, so he doesn't start feeling sick. That's the last thing we need. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for watching again. Sorry, I really was intending to do videos every 3 or 4 days when I was building this, but the problem is there was so much to do, and to get it livable in 2.5 months was like ridiculous. I wouldn't be able to even do a van in that sort of time, but because I've just got up at a ridiculous time in the morning, walked the dog, and I've just done 12 hours solid every single day, we've managed to kind of semi-get there. So yeah, there's easily probably another month's worth of finishing and decorating to do on it until I'd say it was finished inside, and then the whole outside needs, there's various things to do. The storage boxes underneath need completely sorting out, and new fronts putting on them, and I've got an MOT coming up, and also needs, and it needs a full respray, to be honest with you. So that's the next thing, once the inside's done in the new year, that we'll be looking at doing. So any suggestions on colours or products that we could use, we may very well do it ourselves, or we may just go all out and just get it sprayed properly and have a proper primer base coat and gloss finish with black trim. So yeah, it should look really cool when it's all done. I wanted to get some custom bumpers, bumper bars made as well. If we can get that done, that'd be cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I obviously will be doing videos of our customer builds. We've got loads on in the next sort of 8 to 10 months, so expect more content. And now the workshop's had a kind of revamp, it'll be a lot easier to allocate time to do some YouTube content. And yeah, always check our Instagram as well, because I do post on Instagram obviously a lot more than YouTube. So yeah, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot.